I just want to address this don't generalize business because I get it all the time. This is something that I heard years ago. What happens is uh, someone points out the truth about gender relationships. They say something how women feel about men, and it doesn't sit well with a guy, so they get upset and say, "Don't generalize." They don't want to deal with the truth. So here I am, kind of mind my own business, watching this channel for downtime. And you will see that, you know, guys watch this to escape. It's escapism. And someone like, in this case, Angel Nico says, anime confessions exist. Single people cries in reality. So these guys are actually saying, you see quite a few guys like this saying stuff like this, right? Right? They say, you know, anime has cute, beautiful, thick teachers. Reality, like that's ever going to happen. Me, makes love confession to my cute teacher. The teacher, you missed a comma, rejected. So, I guess it's funny, but every once in a while, someone will come in with terrible advice. This guy, Cody Honater, will say, I've heard from my friends that went to school overseas that Eastern countries tend to have a more more open dynamic when it comes to confessing. Women overseas are less likely to bottle up their feelings and may initiate things if a man is unaware of her or something. So he's giving terrible advice because he's denying what these guys are already saying. These guys, like this guy, Angel Nico, is just pointing out the facts of gender dynamics. So, but not only is he giving terrible advice, he's generalizing. He's generalized an entire country. Matter of fact, more than one country. The Eastern countries, all of them. All the women in the Eastern countries feel one way. And of course, wherever he's from, I don't know where he is from, but he's somewhere from the Western world. All the women in the Western world are one way. So he's generalized, right? And of course, he's wrong. The women aren't bottling up their feelings. The women aren't interested in the guys. They merely see the guys, the Eastern women from the Eastern countries see the men in the West as having higher status, coming the fact that they come from a richer country. And I pointed out the girls overseas aren't any different. These guys from the West as having higher status than the guys in their own country, therefore more desirable. Or as a stepping stone to a richer country, yes. Don't fall for the girls are different in this country BS. This guy gets really upset, even though he's generalized. He says, look, why would you think let's say, also, I don't understand where you're getting the notion that everyone's the same. Cody, you just said everyone was the same. You just said all the women in all the Eastern countries are the same. Even as a simple visit from the Eastern world cities will prove you drastically wrong. Go visit Kyoto versus LA or New York City and let me know how much the culture differs when it comes to politeness and hospitality. But we aren't talking about politeness and hospitality. We're talking about what's attractive to the genders, right? And just to prove a point, this guy named someone said, I am Asian, not from Japan though. But here it's rare to see girls confessing first. Yeah, exactly. Guys make the first move, right? So these guys are pointing out reality and this guy's getting upset. Yeah, I'm not taking advice from someone who makes ignorant generalizations. Pal, you just made a generalization. You made multiple. Matter of fact, the guys themselves made generalizations. So the only time they get upset is when they paint women in a bad light, or more to the point that you crush their hopes and their cope. This guy has hope and hopes. And by the way, this is something that he should be embarrassed to admit to me. I haven't given up any impression that I'm frustrated. This guy is frustrated. I've also been married for 4 years. To be honest, sounds like you're self-reflecting. I think he means projecting. But this guy, this young man who's married for 4 years, is in a comment section giving terrible advice, saying, go see women from other countries. In a video, basically, which is escapism for guys. Now, this is going to be the last of it. I'm going to point out, see, this is a Korean couple, right? If you don't want to generalize the girls, how come you guys generalize the guys? In other words, I'm going to ask you guys something. Go to Korea, and if you see a young, handsome couple like this, hit on his girlfriend. You know why? Because, he's Korean. So he's not going to be like other guys. Korean men will be different from the men from the West, right? So you should be able to hit on their girlfriends, and that should make them happy. If I said that to anyone, seriously, they would laugh at me. They would think I was either gullible or insane or both. Because every guy approaches every other guy in the world as if that guy thinks like he does. Every guy would assume this Korean man would get upset if you started hitting on his girlfriend. Wouldn't they? Wouldn't you? Of course you would. So every guy is the same, not a generalization either. It's every guy's the same. Worldwide, culture-wide, historical-wise. All men think all other men are the same. So the reason they don't want women to be all the same, even though all the women are, is that it burst, again, their bubble. It burst their fantasy. So this young fellow, Cody here, he came for fantasy, and now he's desperate and trying to say, we can find this in reality somehow. I'm sorry, I can't get on that train. So this is all I want to say about this, and I'm ending it here.